so this is worth writing about. Pause. So anyway, I'm at a COVID testing facility. Security guard back there. And there's the facility. It's outdoors. They have like a tent or several tents. Anyway, they would not allow me in there unless I had a mask. It's kind of ironic. I said I'm not wearing a mask due to a medical condition. They were going to deny me COVID testing because I did not have a mask and I was not going to wear one. So all that is to say, I asked to speak to a manager. I had to get past these guards, who by the way are armed. And here's the funny thing about it. They kind of have like a little roped off area, you know, with cages or whatever, barricades. And I was in there trying to get past, you know, talk to these guards, these armed guards, who were not going to let me in. I said, how do you accommodate people with medical condition?
Here's your form.
So anyway, I asked to speak to a manager, and there's like 3 people that come out of a tent. And they explained to me that I would not be allowed in unless I had a mask. I said, so you're denying me COVID testing based on the fact that I have a medical condition. You are discriminating against someone with a medical condition that cannot wear a mask, will not wear a mask, and cannot. And they said, yes, that is correct. I said, well, may I ask what your name is, sir? So the guy gave me his name, and he had 2 other people along with those 2 guys back there, those armed guards. Kind of intimidating. But I just wanted to see where this was going to go. Long and short, the head guy who came out of a tent, his name is Steven, I won't say his last name. He said, I said, well, I asked what the name of his organization was, who he was affiliated with. And he told me, and then he quickly volunteered that all this was funded by the state of Florida. And then he volunteered to call the state to see. I said, well, look, how are you going to accommodate somebody? You're denying somebody with a medical condition, which is actually on the grounds of discrimination. You're discriminating against somebody because you're not under ADA. You're discriminating against somebody with a disability / medical condition, and now I can't get tested for COVID. So he volunteered to call the state, somebody in his contact, and about 5 minutes later they emerged, all 4 of them or whatever. It was like this entourage. And he said, sir, we can't allow you on the premises. Of which this whole thing is state funded. Actually, it's taxpayer funded. Of which I am now one, a taxpayer. Anyway, so they said, sir, we can't let you into this little testing compound, but we can come to your car and test you there. I said, great, let's do it. And then I asked, can I move my car into the shade? Because my car currently does not have air conditioning. That should be interesting. They're going to take my temperature, and here I am in this very warm car. Anyway, not only did they let me move my car into the shade, they actually moved the barricade as if this was like maximum security and people were going to rush this testing center for COVID testing. They moved that barricade right there, little cones, and they allowed me to park in the shade in a restricted area where no other cars were allowed. All right, to be continued. Only be strong and courageous. we know where all this is. We know, for those of us who know the truth, knowing the truth will set you free. Only be strong and courageous in speaking the truth.